Was a certain poor shepherd in the fields as they lay.
Hello, and welcome to the first Holiday Jam 2020. We're so excited that you've come and joined us this evening online from the safety of your homes, and we hope to provide you some wonderful music. I want to first start off saying a special thanks to Park Avenue United Methodist Church for hosting us in this space and partnering up with us to bring this concert to you. This concert is also the launch, and it's produced by a new company named Mosaics. Mosaics is a new company whose mission is to advance the world's evolution in diversity and accessibility in the performing arts. And you can find more information at watchmosaics.com and on our Facebook page, which is also Watch Mosaics. Our Instagram and Twitter are all the same handle. So take this moment, share the video on your Facebook feed, start a watch party. We want to spread this out to as many people as possible. It will be free throughout the Christmas holiday season, and we wanted to spread some love, okay? Now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming our guest for this evening, Marcus Gladney Jr.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight you'll see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carols that you sing right within your heart. The prettiest sight you'll see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more. One, two, you know what to do. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Ba-ba-da-ba. Da-ba-ba. Oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. All right. Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars, when we have learned what Christmas is for, when we have found what life's really worth, there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not a time for you and for me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas we'll see a land right.
Yes,
all
yes,
right.
yes. Someday at Christmas. Oof.
Okay. I'm
So, this next set we want to do a bit of questions, talking to each other a little back and
Okay.
forth, as well as seeing some of your suggestions. So, in the chat, I have my laptop over here. I can try to open it up. And so, put any song suggestions you have. We'll try to get to some of them tonight. And any questions you want to hear. We're just going to talk a little bit about the world and about
All
who we
right.
are and what's going on. And we're just going to jam out for a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, so while people are putting things in the chat, let's talk a bit about you. How are you doing right now?
I'm good. I actually really am. Had some lows and highs, of course, over the course of the pandemic and as we continue to move through it. But I'm good. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm alive. As I said, that's my
Alive.
go-to. Is like I am alive.
I'm breathing. I'm healthy.
as-
I'm safe.
As some of my my family would say, I am yet alive.
A word this morning, this afternoon, this evening.
So, talk to me a bit about what was your journey like from Alabama. Now, Marcus and I are both from Huntsville, Alabama, from the same. We went to the same school. That's where we met, and we'll get to AAA a little bit later. But talk to me a little bit about your journey here to the city from Alabama.
It was a weird one. It was a different one for sure. I left after I graduated high school, 2017, Lee High School, woo woo. And then I moved to Pittsburgh to go to college at Carnegie Mellon. I studied musical theater there, and I was blessed to be asked to join the cast of Choir Boy right after the end of my freshman year. So I left Carnegie Mellon and I moved to New York then, and I did that show. And we finished in March of 2019. And since then, I've been lucky enough to work on a couple of TV shows and stuff like that. And so I've been able to work. And so that's how I got here. And thankfully, I'm still here. And again, I'm still alive, so I'm just blessed. How did you get to New York?
How did I get to New York? So I kind of always have wanted to be here. I've always pictured myself here. I was actually working at another church in North Carolina. I had been there for about a year, and things were ending there. And it was kind of like either move to New York or go back home to Alabama for a bit. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and take the leap. And
Take the
luckily
chance.
enough, I have wonderful parents, and they were like, why not? I think they had gotten used to it especially going through AAA, all of the different things that would come to my brain.
Yeah.
They pretty much expected that, and so, but they were supportive, and they said, sure, we'll help you move to New York. And I moved here January of 2016.
Okay.
I've been here since.
Shout out to supportive parents. I was
I
going
know.
to say that's the same thing with my parents. It was a big leap to leave college, and all that stuff. And so shout out to my parents and Derek's parents as well. Supportive parents are always the best parents to have.
Yes, I agree.
We're blessed because not everyone has that. for sure.
Speaking of parents,
Okay.
what's your fondest Christmas memory?
Okay. It's a game that I play with my dad and stepmom. We call it the pickle game, the pickle. And it's basically, it's an ornament that's a pickle. And we every year, whoever is chosen to be like the master of pickle has to buy a gift that everyone would like. Anyone would like. And so they hide the pickle on the tree. And since it's green, it'll blend in. And so whoever finds it first of the other two people gets to have the gift. And of course, I won every time. I would let my dad sit here and look around in the tree, knowing exactly where it was. Be like, oh, you might be close. No, but every year he would get mad after a while. He'd be like, okay, so I know you know where the pickle is. Get the pickle. So I got the pickle. But no, it's just tradition. The small tradition. It's nothing. It's not like this huge thing, but it was special to us, and so it's something that I cherish. And sadly, I won't be doing it this year because of everything going on. But that's still just something that I hold close to me.
Yeah, those Christmas traditions definitely help us have an anchor, especially right now.
Ooh, that's the word, anchor.
One of the traditions that I'm missing is definitely every Christmas Eve I would always go over to the Fleischman house. Huge family.
Extended family too.
Yes. And we would always end the night by singing all of our favorite Christmas carols. And that I'm going to miss this year. That's part of why I wanted to do these concerts this year, because I knew a lot of people would be missing those moments of singing with their family. And so I hoped that, this could also offer some time for them to, even though they can't be together, they can watch it together and sing along together at home. And speaking of singing together along at home, I think it's time we look at some of the suggestions.
Okay, what we got?
See.
I got a little book over here with some songs. I hope it's up in here. Shout out to
How
Carolyn.
about let's do Jingle Bell Rock. How about that?
All right, Jingle Bell Rock.
You like
Let me
that
get with it. Okay,
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it. Ooh. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing the bushels of fun. Now the jingle bop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Hey. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. A mix and a mingle and a jingling beat. That's the Jingle Bell Ride. All right. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. A mix and a mingle and a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the Jingle Bell Ride. All right. Come on, Jingle Bell Rock. Thank you for the suggestions. Okay. What else
And
I
we
got
both,
here?
that's also another AAA favorite.
Ooh, that's cool.
So, let's see what else.
You got
is
another
in
song?
here.
What's going on?
Here's a good question. So,
Okay.
what has being in New York taught you about yourself?
Ooh. All right, we're going there. It's easy though. I don't think it necessarily taught me, but it instilled in me more the idea of adulthood. I moved to New York when I was 19, and I paid all my bills. My parents were there. They were like, okay, we can try our hardest to make sure we have something for you set back. But I was in control of everything that was going on, and that was something I had to make sure I knew. When I moved, I was lucky enough, thank you God, I was lucky enough to move to New York with a Broadway job, so I had money coming in. It wasn't like I was moving starving. I was moving in with a nice paycheck week to week. And so it was about, my parents trusting me to do so, but also me just being responsible with my money, responsible with everything I had going on, making sure I knew the times that I could spend some money on my video game. If you know me, I love putting money on my video game. But also spending money on rent and groceries and food and not eating out all the time.
New York is expensive.
You tell me. So yeah, 100%. It just instilled in me the idea of responsibility. I know that sounds a little basic, but truly, it's like, you know, moving here. I didn't come from, you know, rich families that could just pay for everything, and I do nothing at all. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I was blessed to have. But I was blessed to have supportive parents and an opportunity coming here. And so with that, I just had to run with it and really fall deeply into it. Responsibleness. Make sure more than anything, rent is paid on the first of the month. Food is on the table. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's what I've taken so far from New York. Other than that, I know I hate the snow. And I hate the dirty snow that's outside right now. Yeah, that I've learned that from here. So thank you, New York. But yeah, that's it.
The snow can be beautiful though. Like it's definitely like
No.
Central Park right now is a little treacherous.
Treacherous.
It
Whoa.
is. Especially someone who has, funnily enough, as a pianist, I don't have very good hand-eye coordination, and so it's not great
I
for me
see,
to go
I
down.
see, I
However,
see.
it's
Oh,
very
not however.
beautiful. It's very beautiful to look
Okay.
at.
I feel
You can kind
I
of go in there and get lost in all of the snow.
Yeah, you can. There's some little spaces that are nice. It's just yes. I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna look for the bright side. What a bright time. It's the bright time. I don't know if that's the right lyric, but I did it.
So, considering everything, oh Lord, that has happened this year,
All right.
where have you been able to find joy?
I have found joy in numerous ways. Weirdly enough, if anything that this pandemic has taught me is that there is joy in so much more than I thought. I was talking to our amazing accompanist here, and we were talking about how, well, I told about how I really got back into reading over the course of the pandemic. I'm on book number 30 since September. I've been
Wow.
reading. Lots of nonfiction, but lots of, you know, fun stuff too. And just the idea of like learning something, and learning something because you want to, not because you have to for history class or whatever, you know, or for your major. Like learning it because it's like, I want to know a little bit more about something in the world. I'm not gonna get into what I'm reading right now because it's a little heavy. It is not the time or place. But you know, if you want to find out, hit me up after. I would love to talk about it. But yeah, for one, I feel like my mind has really expanded since I've started back reading. I was a really avid reader growing up, and then I stopped, of course, when school was going crazy and I was doing all this different stuff. But I'm glad to be back, and I don't plan on stopping. So, joy in reading for sure.
Yes, reading is a wonderful thing.
Fundamental.
And it is a fundamental. It is a fundamental. And stories, I mean, and stories is kind of how I got into this world that we're in now. Not COVID, but theater and.
Oh, not COVID now.
I meant my world of theater, and I love telling a good story. But what brings me joy more than a good story is. If I'm feeling, I just go down and sit and play, and this actually kind of segues into another song suggestion that
All
we've
right.
gotten. I'm just going to start playing it and see if you can guess what it is. It's
all
one of
right.
my favorites that brings me joy.
Oh. Whoever asked for this one, you're a real one. I'm ready for you. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes
asleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Such a beautiful song.
It really is. So soothing. So soothing. They hitting all the right songs today.
I know.
Yeah, that's it.
The
Let's see what else I got here. Okay.
as we all kind of know, the world has kind of been uprooted this year. How has COVID this year affected any of your plans for the holidays?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of hit on this earlier. I am so blessed to say that more than anything, COVID kind of just put a halt on my plans. Well, not even a halt, just put a pause, I'll say. Put a pause on my plans moving forward. But thankfully, that's it. My grandfather did have COVID at one point. He did. Fully recovered, thank you, God. But yeah, more than anything, I was talking about this earlier. So I have this thing where it's called open. There's a note on my phone called open on January 1st, 2030. And so I wrote that on January 1st, 2020. And it's just all the things I want to try to accomplish over this decade. Obviously, there's no telling if I'll get them all or any of them, but it's like, it's a goal to set. And so I'm not gonna open it, it's locked until 2030. And, having COVID this year really kind of, put me on a halt to where I couldn't actively work towards those things. And so, but wow, like a blessing that is it. That's the worst, is that I just wasn't able to go after the goals I set for myself just yet, but it could have been a lot worse, So I still plan on hitting all those marks by 2030. So we're just gonna have to take some time and see what happens. But more than anything, COVID just really kind of made me sit back, and maybe that's a good thing. It probably is a good thing.
We all needed. I felt like everybody was at a critical point where we all needed to put the brakes on for a moment.
Yes. And it's like, you didn't do it yourself, so guess what? It just happened on its own, And it came, and like you had to stop. There was no choice. And I'm kind of thankful for it, in its own way, It's good to take a breath. And I've been taking a breath over these past couple months, for sure. So, yeah.
Yes, breathing. That's something we all need to remember right now as we near 2021. Before we round off the set, let's do one more song suggestion. Let's see.
Anything I'll suggest? I want to do another New Year's Eve.
We'll get to that. Let's do
Okay.
let's see.
What else we got up here?
Oh yeah. Okay, let's do that one.
Which one?
Well, let's do Winter Wonderland.
Oh, okay. Let's have some fun.
I know.
Shout out to Stars and Clowns. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight.
the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job while you're in town. Later on we'll conspire the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job while you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland, wonderland.
That's another one of my AAA favorites.
Oh, it truly is. It's the hardest not to sing the harmonies instead of the actual.
I know. That reminded me of, because during the dance break in the middle, we would always go out and dance with the audience,
I forget
which
it.
made me long for, when all of this will be over and we can,
Touch,
exactly.
feel, yes.
Feel things
Commune.
again.
Yes, I forget about that. That's true. That was a moment where we would go down and like dance with people. That was fun. It's so weird now that there's something it feels like we would never do now. All of a sudden, it's like taboo, kind of.
I know. But speaking of, moving forward, what is your hope for 2021?
Joy. I know that was quick. Joy. I have a lot of things. Earlier, I was thinking peace of mind, and that is also a thing, but joy, smiling, fun, happiness. I'm hoping that this is bringing someone some joy. And, I'm so bored all the time, most of the time, because, everything is put on hold. And so it's just joy, finding joy. I found it in books. I've been finding it in other places, and I want to continue to try to find it in places that I didn't find it before. Joy.
Yeah, we start here at the church, we start our staff meetings off every morning with coming up with a joy, and it forces us to find something in the past week where we found joy, and it sets the mood. It really changes everything when you enter the world, into the day, finding that piece of joy first.
Because it's always present. Even if it's buried in something else, it's always there somewhere. And it's like, I feel like it's nice when you've had a bad week and you have to dig and find hard to find it. But when you find it, you're like, wow, even through all that horrible week, there was that.
Yeah.
There was that, So.
And, that's the hope that keeps us going, is that, there'll be more joy going forward. There'll be more love going forward. There'll be more peace, hopefully.
Yes.
Those are my wishes for 2021, but I believe this kind of brings us into the last song of this set.
This is a song that Grandpa Oldham taught me. Don't look so sad. It's not so bad, It's just another night
that's all it is. It's not the first, it's not the worst, you know. We've come through all the rest, we'll get through this. We've made mistakes, but we've made good friends too. Remember all the nights we spent with them, and all our plans. Who says they can't come true? Tonight's another chance to start again. It's just another New Year's Eve, another night like all the rest. It's just another New Year's Eve, let's make it the best. It's just another New Year's Eve, it's just another old lang syne. But when we're through this new year, you'll see we'll be just fine. We're not alone, we've got the world, you know, and it won't let us down. Just wait and see, and we'll grow. But look how wise we'll grow. There's more, you know. It's just New Year's Eve. Oh, it's just another New Year's Eve, another night like all the rest. It's just another New Year's Eve, let's make it the best. It's just another New Year's Eve, it's just another old lang syne. But when we're through this new year, you'll see we'll be just fine.
Such a beautiful song, and a good message kind of for us this year. This is, even though we're missing people this year, this is only 1 year, and we can breathe and hopefully begin to move forward on to
It's just another
2021.
New Year's Eve,
Yes,
you know,
you know,
and New Year's Day, it'll be new. 2020, 2021,
yes, 2021.
a new page. Yeah.
But before we go on to 2021, first, I want to talk a bit, before we move on, about Mosaics and
Okay.
what Mosaics is. So, there the cameras. So, Mosaics is a new streaming platform, like I said earlier, whose mission is to advance the world's evolution towards diversity and accessibility in the arts. You know, for so many years, people of color have had to change the way they look, the way they act, the stories they write, just to get produced. And now we're saying, you know, enough of that. We want to create a space where your color is celebrated, where who you are and the art you create can be authentic and told from an authentic point of view. And I felt like this was needed more this year than ever, especially after everything that's come out about the theater community and everything. We need an open space, a truly space that not only produces the new work, but also cares about the art and cares about the person. And we are kind of artist-run and artist-driven, and we really want to bring new art and more diversity to the performing arts. and build something new. Nothing that's tied to all of these values that we've had in the past that have led to the broken America that we have now, but something new built on the dreams of a new America, the America that you dream of, the America that I dream of, the America that it should be, you know? And so we decided this year, you know, why not, with this pandemic going on, with everything going on, so much has been taken from us this year. Why not find a way to launch by giving back?
Right.
And so we decided to do these concerts for free. They will be available to see. Tonight is Marcus. Tomorrow will be Ashley Jenkins, who will be doing the Ashley Jenkins Christmas show. It will be fun. It'll be more comedic. Please tune in. I promise it'll be fun. And then the last night we're doing Black Christmas, which will be a lot of gospel music and a lot of, you know, putting a little jazz, a little spin on some of our Christmas favorites. So that'll be fun, and that'll be fun. So, and they'll all be free for you to view throughout the Christmas and holiday season. So take this moment, if you can, again, share this with your friends. If you go to watchmosaics.com, you can subscribe to our email list to find out when we're doing our next show. That's the best way to keep in the loop with everything, is to go to watchmosaics.com and subscribe to our email list. That way you'll be in the loop, and we hope to start bringing a lot more new, diverse content soon. All right, enough about Mosaics, and on to our last set. So, our last set, you've heard me mention AAA throughout the night. So AAA is the Academy for Academics and Arts.
All right.
And I started there in kindergarten, went there through kindergarten through 8th grade. Marcus, I believe you started in 6th grade.
That's right.
And it's a magnet school who focuses in the performing arts and the visual arts from kindergarten through 8th grade. And I was very lucky to go through there, and that is where I got my basis for theater, my basis for a lot of the Christmas that I love, specifically for one person, Deborah Fleischman. As you can especially thank her for the way she taught me how to decorate. So everything is up here. You can thank her for that, and for all this wonderful things. So we wanted to take a moment to pull out some of our favorite songs from Stars and Clowns from AAA, and dedicate this last set to Deborah Fleischman.
Let's do it.
All right. Shall we do a little old-fashioned Christmas?
Old-fashioned is always the best way. Let's have an old-fashioned Christmas with holly on the door and a bright Christmas tree for the whole family, with presents all over the floor. We'll sing the old favorite carols when neighbors come to call. Let's have an old-fashioned Christmas and a Merry Christmas to all. All right. Frosted window panes, candles gleaming inside, painted candy canes on a tree. Santa's on his way, he's filled his sleigh with things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry Christmas, may your New Year's dreams come true. And this
song of mine in 3/4 time wishes you and yours the same thing too. That's it. This one's a song that hits because I'm not able to go home, so this is love for my family. I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I know a lot of people can't make it home for Christmas this year. Me included, but that's okay. It's the thought that counts, the fellowship that counts, the love that counts. And so that's what this is about. That's what this is touching on. Be home for Christmas in our dreams. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. If only in my dreams. All right.
Now, it wouldn't be, so there are two songs that we're going to sing here to kind of close out the evening, both which it wouldn't be Christmas Eve at AAA without. One of them is not a Christmas song. It's more of the song that we sung anytime we just needed an uplifting. And this first one is very special because it, or at least for me, it gave me something to hope forward to. It plays in my head all the time when I think about my dreams in my life and what's to come, and I hope you enjoy this.
Listen to the lyrics. All right. Stay strong, I tell myself, when things are going wrong. There's times I'd love to be a win, and when I see my chances growing thinner,
to the memories. Small one, my mom would say. Listen, your life has just begun. You'll see the rain and stormy weather, but there's rainbows there and things will soon get better. So hang on, there's a dream out there with your name on it. There's a wish somewhere just waiting for you. There's a star in the night whose light will be shining brighter when that dream with your name on it comes true. Stand tall, don't you be afraid. Oh, you're sure to find your way. And when that voice that's deep inside you says to take a chance, that's what you've got to do. Follow your heart, go where it leads you. I'm telling you, there's a dream out there with your name on it. Listen, there's a song somewhere to lighten your heart. There's a strength from within that you can depend on when it seems that your schemes fall through. Out there with your name on it. There's a song somewhere just waiting for you. There's a star in the night whose light will be shining brighter with that dream with your name on it. With that dream with your name on it. Oh, with that dream with your name on it comes true. That's it.
Yes, when that dream with your name on it comes true, yes.
That's a real one, man. I'm telling you.
And it gave us, I remember learning that as a child, it just gave you so much hope. And I'm
Right.
so thankful for that,
know.
for that song. Now, lastly, I want to tell a quick story before we sing the final song.
Last song.
This song closed out every Christmas act night that I can think of at AAA when the show choir would perform, and Miss Fleischman would always sing this solo. But there's one time that sticks out, and I think for me represents the magnitude and the charm that she had in the way with people that she had. One of the roles that she played many times was Dolly Levi, and this moment reminds me of that. So the Stars and Clowns, who was the show choir at AAA where we learned all these songs, would often perform at the mall as our Christmas show. And at the end, so we were performing in front of the escalator, and the escalator was behind us. And so at the end, we get to Christmas in Killarney, which is the final song, and we're all looking around, where is she coming in from? And then the introduction starts, and from behind us, we hear this voice coming down the escalator as she's singing the opening of the song, and I will never forget that moment. It's one of the most magical moments. It was a real life Hello Dolly coming into the Harmonia Gardens and I will always remember that. And so that's part of why this song is special, but also because we sung it every year, and it's similar to Dream Out There in that it's a AAA favorite and AAA staple. And I will always remember that.
The holly green, the ivy green, the prettiest picture you've ever seen. It's Christmas in Killarney with all of the folks at home. It's nice to know to kiss your beau while cuddling under the mistletoe. And Santa Claus, you know, cars is one of the boys from home. The door is always open, the neighbors pay a call, and Father John, before he's gone, will bless this house and all. How grand it feels to kick your heels and join in the fun of the jigs and reels. I'm handing you no blarney, the likes you've ever known. It's Christmas in Killarney with all of the folks at home. That's it. That's it. I keep saying that, but it is.
Yes. So I want to thank you all, thank everybody for coming out tonight, for coming out and supporting us, or not, from the safety of your home, you know. And I hope you enjoy this evening. Again, go subscribe, share this with all your family, with all your friends, share this with as many people as possible. We want to spread as much joy this year as possible. Again, go to watchmosaics.com to sign up and subscribe to our mailing list. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is going to be wonderful with Ashley Jenkins, and it's going to be lots of fun.
Make sure you come back on Wednesday. I'll be back.
Oh, yes. Marcus will also be back on Wednesday for the Black Christmas concert. It'll be kind of a reunion, so will Ashley. But
right.
we'll all be here. We'll be here for the next 2 nights. And so we hope you enjoy this evening, and we hope to see you here online tomorrow night. Have a happy holiday and stay safe.
All right.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.